Hello and welcome to Supplywise, the what and why for residential, commercial, and industrial building supply. I'm your host, Andrew Stevens of Mountain Land Supply, and today we've brought back Brad Berrett, branch manager of Contractors Heating and Cooling, to talk to us a little bit more. How you doing, Brad?
I'm good. How are you?
I think this went up last week, our episode where we talked about all the new innovations coming from Contractors Heating and Cooling.
Yep.
And we loved it so much, we wanted to have you back. What we wanted to talk about this week was just what a contractor should expect from their wholesaler. You know, what kind of things should you be looking for, and how Mountain Land can kind of fulfill those needs for contractors.
All right. Yeah, that's for me. I look at this and I go, man, if I'm shopping here, what brands do they carry?
Mm-hmm.
Are they top-notch brands, or are they just kind of inexpensive brands? Can I get everything that I need when I show up there, or do I have to go to several different places for tools or piping or flex or whatever it is, whatever
Mm-hmm.
you're trying to do? Do I have to go somewhere else to get it? Do they have it all? Can I trust them?
Mm-hmm.
I know that a distributorship or a partnership is really what it is. You have to be able to have knowledgeable salespeople that if you call them and ask them a question, they're calling you back and getting an answer for you.
Exactly.
All of these things I think are extremely important from a product standpoint, because there's nothing worse than getting out to a job and go,
Mm-hmm.
I forgot to go somewhere else and pick this up. But if you can go to one spot and get it all, that's awesome. It makes everybody a little more money.
Mm-hmm. And it cuts down on that. Okay, well, I've got to go to this guy to get my piping. I got to go to this guy to get my tools. I got to go. If you can find just the one that's got everything, and you can trust all their stuff too.
Right.
Like you were saying, they got to have the high quality brands and everything. Because if one of your guys has everything, but his piping is a little less than what you want, that's not helpful either.
The quality, yeah, and that's where the brands are very important. The name brands, things you recognize, because there's a lot of people in business that can make things cheaper, but that doesn't always mean it's the same.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and what I love, we've had several people on the podcast. Brett Daines is one who comes to mind when he was talking about radiant heating with the driveway radiant heating.
Yeah.
Just how knowledgeable his guys are and everything, and that extends to all of Mountain Land. You know, the training that our staff receives is just top notch. They're able to answer any questions that you've got.
It is. I know that in the HVAC part, because we are a Carrier dealer, and so Carrier comes in and trains us several times a year,
Mm-hmm.
and we take the salesman out of the building and go to a location so that they can focus on the training. That's that important to us, because
Mm-hmm.
if you do it in the building, sometimes they can get pulled away.
Sure.
And they may miss that critical piece, and that's very important for us as a company.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, it extends to everybody within the company. If somebody doesn't know it, there's going to be somebody else in the company that does.
Right.
And that information, that knowledge is right there. We were talking about last week when you said you could take a picture of a part and text that in to contractors to see what part that is, and that kind of knowledge, that kind of recognition and everything. That's the whole company wide. If somebody doesn't know, they're going to be able to find somebody who does.
Yeah, there's somebody in the building that we can find very quickly to answer that question.
Mm-hmm. Anything else that you should be looking for? I know that you said you got to be able to trust. And Mountain Land and Contractors Heating and Cooling have been around since the 40s.
Yes.
Been around for a long time.
That's a long time.
That's a long time. Especially around these parts. Mostly relatively new companies around here, I think.
Yeah. And there's a lot of national distributors that come in, and I don't feel, and what I've experienced, is you just don't get the same detail as you'll get with a company like us, because we are homegrown here in Utah. We have a good network of people, which for one of our dealers, that could be important to them. So we can connect them with many different people, because we've been around a long time, and we've done business with a lot of different people, and so we can connect them between plumbing and HVAC and agriculture. All of those things, we can help everybody get along. Another thing I'd really look at too is, and why I really like doing this with some of our dealers when they come into our branch, is I like to take them back to the warehouse and show them the breadth of product that we have for them, that when they come here, we have everything for them.
Mm-hmm. And we can show them just how well organized and clean we are, because cleanliness is next to godliness, right?
Yeah.
So
if the warehouse isn't clean, then we're probably not taking care of our customers properly.
That's right. So we've had great feedback from our contractors as far as what they can expect and what they can get from Mountain Land. Yeah, it's just it's a great company to work with. We've got great knowledgeable sales staff, a lot of great delivery capabilities, which you talked about in the last episode, and just a lot of ways to gain access to parts and knowledge and everything. We're very, very open with what we have.
And sometimes we share those deliveries between Mountain Land and HVAC, because some of our dealers need both.
Mm-hmm.
So we're able to combine those loads and send them together, which is a benefit to them.
Mm-hmm.
It's just easier to keep track of that way for our dealers.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on, Brad.
Thank you.
We love having you on. You're so enthusiastic about all this stuff, and I love talking to you because I can just feed off the enthusiasm and stuff. It's so great.
Thank you. You're very kind.
You can go to mountainlandsupply.com to find any information that you need. If you want to contact us, all the information's there. You can also go into any Mountain Land Supply showroom as well. We can get in contact with you. And you can also find this podcast at mountainlandsupply.com/supplywise. And you can also find it anywhere you find your favorite podcasts. Make sure you tune in every week to learn more about the products and services that make you supply wise.